Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle. Nick will be joining me in a little bit. His class was running a little bit late. No big deal. Before we jump into today's card, we'll look back at yesterday, what went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. And it was a profitable day yesterday for us over on the site, a 4-2 day. So nice to see there. Did not do anything in the NBA game. It was one game. It was a 13.5 point spread. Didn't touch it. NHL, Nick went 1-2. The Rangers did not get there. The Blackhawks did not get there, but the Golden Knights at the end of the night kind of cashed in, helped them save a little bit on that. We went 1-0 in college basketball. We had Illinois minus the 7.5. And then the two NFL games, we figured if it's going to be rigged, might as well take the rigged side. Philly minus 6 and Kansas City minus 1.5. It's going to be the Super Bowl that nobody wanted. We'll end up betting it somehow. Yeah, we'll end up betting it, but just ultimately probably one of the worst Super Bowls we could have asked for in the beginning of the playoffs. Was Philly and Kansas City. And, of course, because the NFL is a shit product, there you go. It's the Super Bowl we get. So, unfortunately, Kansas City and Philadelphia, no fun teams in the Super Bowl. So, it's going to be strictly a business game and, not really too interested in it. But ultimately, yesterday, 4-2 up 1.78 units. So, nice and profitable right now and ready to roll into today. Hey, Marcos is back. What a surprise. What up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. Tim A, you know the rest of the same. My dog, NBA Slate, and Chiefs 3P. I will probably be on the Chiefs because the NFL is rigged, and who gives a shit? No, but I also it was weird because you mentioned something about the Warriors, and the Warriors have been, dog shit, but I hadn't really heard you say much about that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Bucks tonight. Who are they against? Oh, on the road against Utah? Yeah, pass. That's right. Marcos is a Swiftie. That's right. My bad. And my Tim voice, KC was never in doubt. I had them bet, so fuck it, whatever. Good morning. Good morning, ISX. Marcos, whatever. I have to root for the Eagles. I'm going to root for the giant meteor to hit the stadium. Josh Allen folded. No, I'm going to say no. Because when you put up 29 points against the Chiefs, I don't see that as folding. He had no turnovers. Josh Allen wasn't bad. Josh Allen wasn't the problem. If the defense could have stopped the Chiefs every once in a while, that would have probably helped out a little bit more. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I would not blame it on Josh Allen. But we'll go ahead and head to the NBA card and see what we can get going for today for some action. We'll start off with the Pistons taking on the Cavaliers. The Cavs are 10.5 point favorites. 235.5 is the total in this one. We look at the two sides. Pistons, 23-22. They're 23-21-1 against the spread. 24-1 towards the over, coming off of an 8-point loss versus the Orlando Magic. On the opposite side, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers coming into this one 36-9, 29-16 against the spread, 30-15 towards the over this year. and they've gone over in 2 straight. Good morning, Nick. I think I'm
Morning.
going to end up starting off my card with the over in this Pistons game, over 235. When it comes to it, this Pistons is going to play up. The Pistons team is going to play up tempo, and they're going to allow points. I think Cleveland ends up putting up $1.25, $1.30, and you get the over. So I'm going to start off my card with the over in the Cavaliers game.
Heard. Yeah, I'm getting my numbers right now and everything set up. Yeah, my class went a couple minutes later than I thought it would, so it happens. So I'll let you go back to the chat when I'm getting up my numbers, and then I'll what do you call it?
There you go. I caught up on the chat, Nick.
Oh shit! All right, good job. Thank you for stalling. Line opened up at a 10. It's now a 10.5 for Cleveland. So we do have a half-point line movement towards these Cavaliers. And then line opened up at 232.5. It's all the way to a 235 now. So 2.5-point line movement towards the over as well. Let's get into the cash flow in this game here, where if it'll load, that'd be cool. There we go. We have 54% of tickets are on the Cavaliers. 54% of cash is on the Pistons in this game. Half-point line movement towards Cavs. And then 70% of tickets, 76% of cash on the over here as well. I would lean over nothing if I am looking to bet this game. This has been a head-to-head matchup dominated by Cleveland. 10 in a row for the Cavaliers over the Detroit Pistons. Doesn't say much. The Pistons have been, the worst team in basketball over the last 5 years.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I think this could be a good spot for Cleveland. If I'm playing, I'm laying in this game, and I get it. Detroit's looked better as of late. They're coming in off of a loss, though, against the Orlando Magic. This is the 4th game of a 5-game road trip for them. And we have the Cleveland Cavaliers coming in on not 1, not 2, but 3 straight losses. And now they get a easier opponent that they can take care of. I would only look to lay the points here at the Cavs in this spot.
Yeah, I'm just that's kind of my thinking is that the Cavs are going to put up a lot of points. I'm just not going to lay double digits. So that was kind of my whole thought process on it. So
why not a Cavaliers team total over? That could be.
I do think Detroit's going to put up some. I think Cleveland's going to put up 135, 130, 125, 130 area. All I need is 105 from Detroit. I could see that. So
yeah, I
can't put up team totals up on the site. I want
to take a look what this Cleveland team total over is. Yeah, I got that. I want to take a look what it is real quick. 122.5 minus 115 over on Bet365. You know what? Sign me up. Cleveland team total over on this one. 122.5 minus 115 for this matchup.
There you go.
And by the way, I've already moved on the Super Bowl. I know you were talking about it. I got the Chiefs at minus 130 this morning.
As soon as I can put it up on the side, I'll end up putting up Chiefs in the under.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I'm trying to think of whether or not I'm going to pull the trigger on is the under. It'd be under or nothing for me at the moment. We'll see how that. I want to see the market mature a little bit on that though. So we'll move on. Charlotte Hornets hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. We have the Lakers 6-point road favorites with a total of 222 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history. Opened up a 6, still a 6. Opened up at 220. It's now a 222. So we have a 2-point line movement towards the over. We have 80% of the tickets and 79% of cash on the Lakers. The line's not budging whatsoever. 86% of tickets, 88% of cash on the over. The line is at least moving towards the over for those over backers. And I mean, I feel like this is a pretty simple cap. If you're a market bettor, there's no way you're on the Los Angeles Lakers in this game. This would be Hornets or nothing, especially now that we're starting to see some 5.5s out there. So the line's moving towards Charlotte with the money coming in on the Lakers. Tells me that the Hornets are the play in this game. I kind of want to move on them here. I know having action on the first 2 games, that's kind of aggressive, not aggressive, but in a sport that I don't force action on. But yeah, I want to get it started with plays on the first 2 games on this NBA card. Hornets plus 5.5 minus 110 for me over on Bet365.
And if this line moved down a little bit more, it would be very similar to like the 4 other games I decided to take some money lines. I feel like I would lean Hornets money line in this one just outright. This is not a Lakers team, although I do have the Lakers to make the playoffs. Which, whatever. This is a Lakers team that I still don't 100% trust, and a Hornets team that could pull off those weird upsets. Even though the Hornets are currently the second worst team in the East, they still can pull off those weird ass upsets. So I'm not going to count them out of anything here. If I'm leaning towards anything in this game, it's Charlotte outright money line like plus 180. But I'm not going to end up jumping on it.
Fair.
What up, bro? Yes, sir. There you go. Yes, Tim, I was on my birthday vacation for my birthday, New Year's. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Now I'm back in Florida. There you go. In time to watch the Warriors continue to lose games, which is nice to see. But happy birthday, dude. It's good to see you back. Let's head to this game, Nick.
Oh boy. This game feels like an under, but I mean the Bucks have kind of figured that one out though. Line opened up. We had the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat. Line opened up at -1.5 for Orlando. Now we're seeing pick'ems. We did see, I believe, a -1 when I typed this up this morning for Miami. It's back to a pick'em. I am going to get up the money line moves there for that. Line opened up 207.5. It went up to a 208.5. It's back down to a 208. Slight move towards the over on this one, which is kind of surprising. Line opened up -115 on the money line for Orlando. It's now -115 on the money line for Miami. So we do have a dog the favorite somewhat flip in this game, where, I mean, it's just who's the more juiced favorite or the more juiced pick'em. We have 55% tickets, 55% of cash on the Heat spread, and 57-55 on the money line. So very similar cash flow on both the spread and the money line for the Heat. 84% of tickets, 84% of cash on the over, which shocks me with these two teams that people want to bet an over. This would be under or nothing for me if I'm looking to back this game at all. I believe last game Miami or Orlando finally put up some points because they played the Detroit Pistons. It was 121 to 113. But previous to that, 79, 93, 100, 94, 93, 104, 106, 89, 103. So this Orlando team was not scoring points. And the Miami Heat were a team that kind of struggled to score points as well. For me, this is under or nothing. Last time these two teams met was the day after Christmas, so about a month ago. It was 89 to 88 Miami. So I do lean kind of the similar result here in this game. Miami in the under. If I'm getting involved with anything in this game, I'm going to pass out on this one.
Yeah, no. Miami's one of those teams that those like trap lines with Miami are never actually like trap lines, and it's kind of funny because they'll be pick'ems against a lot of teams that they shouldn't be pick'ems against, and they'll be blown out. Just because I guess the market kind of overvalues the Heat. On the opposite side, I'm not really going to go after Orlando here. I don't really care about the line movement as much, just because with pick'ems, I don't really think it matters all that much, unless it goes from like a 2 to a 2.5. Flip them on the other side or whatever. But if it goes from -1 to +1, does it really matter all that much? A lot of people are just betting the money lines anyway. I don't really see much stock in that, especially in Heat games. For me, I think it would be Magic or nothing, but I think I'm gonna just not go after this one.
Do you feel like a line movement like that matters more in baseball?
Maybe.
Because that's just a money line sport?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I just don't see it worth as much here.
Fair.
Morning. Thanks, bro. Warriors will be okay, like the Bucks and the Chiefs. How have been the Nuggets doing? Number 4 in the West, right? Yeah, 11 games over 500 and let's see, 6 games ahead of the Warriors, and they're still a couple games ahead of the Bucks, so they're doing good. Nuggets gonna get smacked today. Who do the Nuggets even play?
They're gonna smack today.
They
They play the Bulls.
They play the Bulls. Yeah, but
They
I'm not
should.
laying 9.5 on the road. But good luck. What's up, fellas? Eagles got that car payment covered.
Yeah,
we had both
got the
Eagles and the
yesterday.
Chiefs yesterday. So there you go.
I feel like the Eagles have been one of the teams I've had the best read on this year, because I think I started the year like 5-0 in Eagles games, and they've been definitely a positive ROI team for me. That's one thing I have noticed. But we have the Sacramento Kings and the Brooklyn Nets. The Kings are 10.5-point road favorites, total 222.5. This line has moved. It opened up 221.5, got up to the 222.5 when I was typing up the games this morning. Now we're seeing 224. So we are seeing about 2.5-point line movement since the opening line. Line opened up, Sacramento -10. It's now Sacramento -10.5. As for the cash flow in this game, 71% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on Sacramento. That makes sense. 53% of the tickets and 69% of the cash is on the over. So a sharper over in this game, which is kind of interesting there. That's my lean in this game would be over the total. The ultimate question is, have you missed your line in this game with it now being a 224? And it's a 2.5 point line movement depending on where you've gotten the number. But this is a Sacramento team playing over the total as of late, 3 in a row. 6 of their last 7, 8 of their last 10 have all gone over the total. On the flip side, we have the Brooklyn Nets. They've played the 3 straight unders with low totals, but they've played the Knicks, the Suns, and the Heat, 3 lower scoring teams, lower tempo teams. They're getting now a Sacramento team, and you notice a little bit. This is the highest total that the Brooklyn Nets have had since their game on January 10th, where it was a 224.5 against the Denver Nuggets. That game went over the total. I do see this game as an over. That would be my look in this game, over the total at 223.5, 224 range. And I kind of want to pull the trigger on it. I want to see what the best available number I can get. I can get a 223.5 -110 over on FanDuel. I'm gonna pull the trigger on that. So yeah, Sacramento, Brooklyn, 223.5 for me here.
Yeah, I did the same thing. This has just been a Kings team that I will say I like this Kings team. This has been a Kings team that has been playing a lot better as of late. I said I liked them in the beginning of the year, saying, hey, I think they're going to be a little bit better. I mean, they're only 1 game over 500 at this point, but they are still kind of – I mean, they're only 3 games back of a playoff spot. So they're one of those teams that are always like right there. If they can go on a nice little run, then they'll be obviously solid and good to go. They should win this game. I mean, they're big favorites for a reason. I think they should be able to win this game. I like the over. I got 223.5 as well. Even though the Nets are one of those teams that don't play high tempo, I think the Kings will push them to play a higher tempo in this one. Kings will want to play that way. So I think you're going to get a higher tempo in this game. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
I mean, Eagles beat us in the Super Bowl.
Patriots, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a Patriots fan. I forgot about that. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the New York Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies. We have the Knicks 3.5-point favorites, total of 241.5. Line opened up at a 4. It's down to a 3.5. So do have a half-point line movement here towards Memphis. Line opened up 242. It's now 241, a 1-point line movement towards the under in this game as well. Does feel like a little bit of a high total. That's one thing I did notice. We have 55% of tickets are on the Grizzlies, 51% of the cash is on the Knicks, and then 69% of tickets, 60% of the cash on the over in this one as well. The line moving towards the under in this game. It does feel like a high total. That's one thing. If I'm looking at this game, I'm probably leaning under. If gun to head, I'd be taking the under in this game. and then I would take the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like it would be dog or pass for me in this game. Memphis coming in on a 6-game winning streak. Granted, the last 4 have been at home against Minnesota, Charlotte, New Orleans, and Utah. So, meh. And the previous 2 were against San Antonio. But this Memphis team has been really strong this year. New York's been pretty good as well. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. They've won. So this is 2 teams playing well. It'd be under or nothing for me at 241 and a half. But not a game I'm getting involved with.
I'm going to get involved in it, and I'm going to leave points at the door. I'm taking the Grizzlies. I just don't think they should be dogs here. Or like a pick'em dog is like a 3-point. I don't think they should be this big of a dog. And when I can get them at plus 144, this has been a Grizzlies team that has been one of the best teams. I think they're the number 3 team in the West right now. Yeah, they're tied for second in the West at the moment. So this has been a Kings team that's been really good. I don't think they should be dogs in this game. So I'm taking them. I'm going to grab their outright money line at plus 144. Grizzlies outright winner.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I could see that as well. But I understand why the line. I think I understand why the line is the way it is. I mean, it's in New York still, and the Knicks are only a game worse record-wise than the Grizzlies are. So it's not like the Grizzlies are a significantly better team than the New York Knicks.
No, but this is still a Grizzlies team that I've been high on, and I do think that they're definitely a team that can compete for the Western Conference this year.
Oh, absolutely. I do think that's the type of standard for this team right now is they can go out and they can win the West this year.
Yep. No chat. Let's go to the 1-800-GAMBLER game today, Nick.
Yeah, but these are the fun ones. The New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Toronto Raptors. We have the Parleys 1-point road favorites, total of 233 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. Line opened up Raptors -1.5. Now it's Parleys -1.5. So dog the favorite for the New Orleans Pelicans here. Line opened up 232. It's now 233.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. Let's see if it all correlates for a Pelicans play here. We have 66% of the tickets, 61% of the cash on Toronto. Well, I'm moving towards New Orleans. And then 69% of the tickets, nice, and 78% of the cash on the money line for Toronto. And the line's gone from dog to favorite for New Orleans. 57% of the tickets, 54% of cash on the Raptors here, or on the under in this game as well. So kind of interesting that more money coming in on this under as well, which is not something you see very often. And the total has moved up. So this market is extremely confusing with reverse line movement on both the side and the total. I kind of want to play the Pelicans in the over here and double up on this game because that's exactly where the markets are pointing towards. And New Orleans, they've played a little bit more towards the over as of late. 4 of their last 5 games have gone over the total. They've won 4 of their last 6. On the flip side, we have Toronto. They've won 3 in a row and 5 of their last 6, including wins against Golden State, Boston, and then back-to-back games against Atlanta. So Toronto playing some pretty decent basketball right now. We do have New Orleans off of back-to-back losses, but I think the way the line has moved, I think that the way this line is priced, kind of tells me this is New Orleans and the over. So that's actually exactly where I'm going to go in this game. I'm going to find the best available numbers, and I'll let you know after you break this down.
Yeah, fine. I'll be a sucker. I took the Pelicans. I have them -122. They are a team that's now healthy, and yes, 446 will probably be going crazy because I'm actually taking them right now. This is a Pelicans team that since they kind of gotten healthy, they've won 5 out of their last 8. Granted, they're still nowhere near anything. They're finally out of the cellar dwellers of the West. They're 2 games up, or sorry, a half a game up on the Jazz. They're still 5 games back of Portland and 11.5 games back of a playoff spot, so they're not making the playoffs by any stretch of the imagination. But This is a Pelicans team that's been playing better as of late. There's definitely value and in going after them now. So I wouldn't hate going after the Pelicans here. I got them minus 122 money lines here on the road. I think the line swapped for a reason.
Yep. I got the New Orleans Pelicans minus 120 over on ESPN Bet, and I got the full game over 233.5 minus 105 also on ESPN Bet.
He's going 2 is going against the saying Raptors. I hate to pick them, so and they're at home, so at least you got that going for you. I think this one's got to be the game of the day.
Yeah, we have the Houston Rockets and the Boston Celtics. I did back the Celtics in their last game, doubled up on them, and cashed on both. We have the Celtics anywhere between 6.5 point favorites in this game with a total of 222. Line opened up at a 222.5. It's down to a 222. Line opened up at a 7. It's down to a 6. So we do have a full point line movement towards the Rockets in this game, as well as a slight move towards the under. We have 61% of tickets, 66% of cash is on the Celtics. The line's moving towards the Rockets. 84% of tickets, 86% of cash is on the over here as well. This is Houston or no bet for me in this game. I think that's the way I would approach this one. Boston, after a win, their ATS record has been putrid this year, is one thing I have noticed. And this has been a Celtics team that has kind of been bouncing back and forth, wins and losses a little bit as of late. But yeah, this is definitely a Celtics team that I really don't trust after a win. Like, I'm looking at their schedule right now. Like, when they win, they rarely cover the next game. It's been kind of incredible. So yeah, this is Houston or no bet for me in this game if I'm getting involved.
I mean, I don't hate that option. I mean, Boston's been a crap team against the spread, laying any types of points this year. So I don't hate you for not wanting to delay it with Boston, and you really shouldn't. This is not a team that you want to be laying points with. I just feel like this game is like too obvious of a Houston play. Like, everybody's going to see big plus points with Houston. That's been like a scrappy young team that's been playing better this year. And I have a feeling this is a double-digit win for Boston. It kind of gives that type of feel to it. I know maybe that's a little bit crazy, but I would lean Boston or nothing in this game if I had to go after anything, Nick.
That's fair. I get it. Like the line is so high that they're like begging you to take Houston.
If this game was like a 3, 2.5, something like that, that would push me more towards Houston. But I feel like 6.5 kind of tells me that this is a blowout.
Yeah. I mean, that very well could be the truth.
And I may end up adding Celtics minus 6.5 to my card later. So we'll see. Man, I want to take the Raptors. I don't know. This line should be flipped. It's not just natural to make Celtics home dogs. Celtics are not home dogs.
They shouldn't be home
What's
dogs.
up, Nicholas Andy? Suppness, Lex. All right, Nick. Future NBA champs?
I don't know. We had the Denver Nuggets minus 8.5 road favorites against the Chicago Bulls. Line 246.5, and now here's the thing with that 246.5, it's gone up even more. Line opened up at a 243, 244, 244.5, 245, 246.5, 247. We're seeing 247.5 now. Mm-hmm. Is this the highest total we've seen in an NBA game this year so far?
Nope.
Line opened up at a 7. It's now a 9 for Denver. So a move towards the over here, or a move towards Denver and a move towards the over in this one here. 75% tickets, 75% cash is on the Nuggets. The line's at least moving towards the Nuggets. 70% of tickets and 61% of cash is on the under in this game. And the line's moving towards the over. This is over or nothing. I could see this game just being one of those no defense type of matchups where the ultimate question is, can we get enough points out of the Chicago Bulls to push this game over the total? That would be my main worry, because I could see 130, 135, 140 from the Nuggets. Then we're asking for 100 and if we get 140 out of the Nuggets, we're still asking for 107 from Chicago, which They've kind of struggled to do that a little bit as of late. That 100, like they've the 107. Just saying the Nuggets dropped 140, which that's not even a strong assumption. Chicago 97, 106, 112, 102, 123 against the Hornets, 94, 113. Like that's what they've done the last 7 games. So they're not this offensive juggernaut that should be deserving these 246 spread numbers. And this is, I believe, the highest total they've had since that Indiana game. And they put up 129 points. They gave up 129 points in that game and still stayed under. So I want the over in this game. I just don't know if I can trust the Chicago Bulls to put up enough points to get me the over in this game, which ultimately could lead you towards a team total over with the Denver Nuggets, which you're looking at 128.5 at -108 on FanDuel. That would be the lean for me ultimately in this game, would be Denver team total or nothing. But not enough conviction for me to go ahead and take an over or anything in this game.
I think it's this high for a reason. And I think it's going to get higher. And when it comes to it, I think it should be higher. I see this game, and this is why I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not betting the Nuggets. It would be Bulls or nothing in this game, as crazy as that sounds. I see this one as a 135 to 132 type of game. Like I see this one as 260 plus points, maybe even overtime. I know that sounds crazy with an 8.5 point spread, but the Nuggets play down to competition. But the Nuggets have won 4 out of their last 5 and 8 out of their last 10. They're playing some really good basketball as of late. They've gone over in 3 straight and 5 out of 6. This is a Nuggets team that, if you're going to be backing them, you're backing them right now, and you're taking overs because they're either allowing 130 plus a game or they're scoring 130 plus a game. They allowed 133 last game. Previous to that, they scored 132. They scored 144. Went under against an Orlando team, whatever. And then they scored 133, allowed 128. So this has been a Nuggets team that's one or the other. But with the way Nikola Jokic is playing, this game is going to go flying over. I got over 247.5 or 246.5, and I could see this one hitting into the 260s.
Yeah, I think if you like the Denver Nuggets, the team total over is a better route than laying the points with them in this game.
Yeah, I like the over in general, so there you go.
Because I think if they cover, they put up 130 points. I think they need to do that in order to cover.
Yeah. Give me -15 and -15 with the Bucks and Nuggets. I don't know about the Bucks, and I'm not gonna be doing that many points. I don't really see the point in that one for me to lay that many. They should be home dogs, by the way. They're playing Houston to play. I don't think that. No, I disagree. I do not think that the Celtics should be home dogs.
Strictly from a power rankings perspective, the Celtics should be a home dog to nobody.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a pick against OKC.
Yeah, pick them against OKC. Maybe a pick them against Cleveland. But they should not be a home dog. Hey, nice T-shirt, Tim. It's an Earle thing. You wouldn't understand. Celtics couldn't even blow out the Pelicans at home. Yes, which makes this all more likely. Sorry, Tim. I think you're tripping a tad bit. I'm always tripping. What's your point? All right, Nick. I'm not going to take an over in a Hawks game today. Do you know what that means?
It's going to go over. Let's get into it. The Minnesota Timberwolves are taking on the Atlanta Hawks. 10-point favorites are the T-Wolves, total of 218.5. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's now a 10.5 for Minnesota. So we do have a 1-point line movement towards the Wolves. Line opened up at a 220. It's down to a 218. So we have a 2-point line movement towards the under in this one here. Let's see. We have 83% of tickets, 72% of cash on the over. The line's dropping. So, and I feel like this is the lowest total we've seen now in a Hawks game in a little bit. 52% of tickets are on the Hawks, 56% of the cash on the T-Wolves. It's T-Wolves or nothing for me in this one here, and it's under or nothing, which could lead to an Atlanta team total under. I think that's not a bad look if you're looking to bet something in this game. I think that correlates the way I look at the games here in this one. Atlanta's been a little bit more of an under team as of late, where they've played to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unders in their last 6 games. They've lost and have not covered in 4. They're 0-4 straight up in ATS their last 4 games. We have Minnesota coming in off of a big win against the Denver Nuggets as 3.5-point dogs. They won 133 to 104. So for me, this would be Minnesota or nothing. I do not trust the Hawks right now. It'd be under or nothing as well.
I went and I looked it up for you, Nick. This is the lowest total in a Hawks game this season. And I think the previous lowest total, if I have this right, was 224. And it happened twice. One of them was opening game. The other one was against this Minnesota team. And that game finished 117 to 104 in a win for the Hawks. I'm not laying double digits on the T-Wolves. That's not happening, especially with the T-Wolves coming off of probably their biggest win of the season in a blowout win versus the Nuggets. Probably the best win they'll have all year. This is just a bad spot for them. And I'm not going to go after anything in this game. As much as I would love to take another Hawks over, not going to do it, Nick. Staying disciplined. Aren't you proud?
No.
Okay.
I'm disappointed.
Fair enough. I'm passing on this game. This is a game I feel like the T-Wolves played down to competition. They did last time. They played against them. What's up, Bria? All right, Nick, let's do this.
Yeah, we have the Dallas Mavericks and the Washington Wizards, minus 12, total of 231.5. Taking a look at the line history in this one, that opened up at a 12. It's now at 12.5. And then it opened up at a 232.5. It's now at 231. So we have a move towards the under. We have a slight move towards these Mavericks. 66% of the tickets, 79% of the cash is on the Dallas Mavericks. We have 62% of the tickets, 64% cash on the under, and the line's moving towards the under. So the line move towards the under does make sense in this game. And this is a Mavericks team that offensively has struggled without Luka. No duh. You lose your best player, you're going to struggle offensively. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're 5-5 over under in the last 10 games. And they've gone over in 3 straight games, though. So there's that. Washington, they're losers of 10 straight games. They
13.
have covered in 5 of them. 13 straight games. My bad. Covers only shows me the last 10. So they're 0-10 straight up in their last
standings 10 up L13.
Jesus. This is clear and obvious blatant tanking by the Wizards, and it's an expert tank job by them. But ultimately, is this a game I'm getting involved with? No. I'm not going to lay this many points on the Mavericks, and I have no interest in the Wizards whatsoever. I don't know if the Wizards have any interest in the Wizards whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure the Wizards should probably be betting the Mavericks because this is a Wizards team that doesn't cover spreads. What? And even though they're always double-digit spreads, let's see, they played 44 games this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times. So 15 times out of 44 games, they were less than a double-digit spread. Yeah, that's an excellent tank job. I want nothing to do with this game.
And watch, they'll do all this for the 4th overall pick.
Oh, yeah, because when it comes to the end of the year, it's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans who end up getting the number 1 overall pick. Ready?
Oh, I would be all for that.
Thoughts on Southern Miss plus 11.5? Today is the 27th. Southern Miss. Where are they? They're on the road. Slight home value towards Troy, but not really anything we're going after. We do have 5 plays up on the site for college basketball today, so let's roll into the next one, Nick.
Yeah, let's head to Salt Lake City. We have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Utah Jazz in this one here. The Bucks 9-point favorites, total of 236 in this game, 236.5. We have this line opening up at a -8.5. It's now -9. Line opened up 233.5. It's now 236.5. So move towards the over here as well. We do have 70% of tickets. 71% of cash is on the Bucks. The line is moving towards them at the very least. For those people who want to lay it with the Bucks tonight, the line's at least moving towards them. Another one, 64% of tickets and 57% of cash on the under in this game, which is kind of interesting to see. Some games where more money is coming in on the under than the over. And it's generally these higher scoring, these higher numbers, 236.5. And it has moved towards the over in this one here. I really don't feel like laying the points with the Bucks. I really don't feel like backing the Jazz in this game. And if I'm making a bet in this game, it's an over. But it's another spot where do I trust Utah enough? And I mean, they have gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. They did go under in the last game, but that was a 247 total. The game only made it to 228 though. Milwaukee has been a little bit of an over team as well. 8 of the last 10 games have been overs for them. So over or nothing for me if I'm backing this game. And I'm actually very, very tempted in the over in this one because I do see the Bucks getting there offensively. The question is, how much do we get from the Jazz? And if the Jazz break the century mark in this game goes over the total. That's kind of the way I'm capping this because I do think that the Bucks drop 130 in this game. Really, I think that's kind of where we can expect the Bucks. So I am going to move on this over as well. 236.5 -110 over for me here. Bucks and Jazz.
It's Jazz or nothing for me. But I'm not going to go and bet the Jazz. Just because they're a home dog doesn't mean I have to want to go after them. Although it is tempting to fade the Bucks at +9 on the road. But it's not really a spot that I feel like I need to get overly involved with. I have a decent size NBA card today. I've already got 5 plays up and loaded. Only got 1 game after this. I think it's just going to be those 5 plays for me, Nick.
Fair.
Bucks win by 15. Very well should. Detroit Red Wings per coach. McLennan, Vladimir Tarasenko is questionable for tonight. JT Comfort day-to-day is out. Tyler Monty is good to go. Patrick Kane still day-to-day.
Heard. Appreciate it.
Well, we'll talk about that game in a minute. We got one more game, and then I'm going to end up heading out, Nick, for work. But
yeah. Okay.
We got one more game going.
Yep. We have the LA Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. Clippers -1.5 point favorites in this game. Total 223. This game opened up Phoenix -1. It's now Clippers -1.5. Line opened up 224. It's now 225. So a 1-point line movement towards the over here as well. 85% tickets, 86% cash on the over. That makes sense that the line's moving that way. 65% of tickets, 63% of cash on the Clip spread. 56 and 55 on the money line. So dog to favorite, lean Clippers in this game if I'm backing it. And this line is continuing to move towards the Clippers. We're seeing 1s, then 1.5s, and now some books are showing 2s. I think the Clippers are probably the right side in this game if you're looking to bet it. And I'm kind of tempted in it. The last time these two teams met was back in October. It was a win by the Suns. So we'd have a little bit of a revenge spot, even though it was 3 months ago. Yeah, so not as much. But yeah, it's Clips or nothing for me if I'm betting this game.
I understand that. It's not really anything I want to jump into. I'm happy with my card for today. It is Clippers or nothing, but I would probably have preferred them to get them when they're slight dogs. But not anything I'm overly the moon about. I'm happy with the card I have for today. So for me, just going to stay off this one. I'll go check it out. Morning, gentlemen. This league got the Super Bowl rematch they did not want to see. I 100% agree. Nobody wanted this Super Bowl. But that's going to be it for me. Nick, after you put up the hockey place up on the site, post a thing for the YouTube members.
Okay.
And I appreciate that. I'll see you tonight. I'll see everybody again tomorrow. Good luck, guys, and fuck the Chiefs.
All righty then. I can say the same about the Eagles. So, but let's get into some hockey. We got the LA Kings and the Detroit Red Wings. The Kings around -140, -150 favorites in this game, total of 5.5. I have this game projected actually with the Red Wings being a slight favorite in this game, and around -110, -115, and then I have this game projected for 6.09 goals. So I do project this game to be a game where the Red Wings win. And I am going to start my card with the Detroit Red Wings. This has been a team I've been on a decent amount as of late. And yes, I saw the notification that Ice put in the chat with the injuries. I get that. But this is a Red Wings team that, under their new head coach, have really come together and started playing some better hockey. And I think that can continue into this one here. The Kings on the road, they're 11-11-5, so they're not like a team I'm totally scared about fading on the road. And I think this could be a spot. I do believe this is a line that, which is crazy to say with the -140 favorite. I don't think the right team is favored in this game here. With the way that the Detroit Red Wings are playing as of late, I think that they should be favorites in this game. And I will go ahead and take the +125 on Detroit. I see plenty of value on this game here. So give me Detroit +125. I got that over on ESPN Bet or Bet365, depending on the book. So, yeah. Let's see. Yep. Take care, Tim. Go Sabres tomorrow. Bye. Go Chiefs. Yeah, I agree with that. I go Mahomes. I have a +400 future before the playoffs started, and I don't like the Eagles. Me neither. As a Giants fan, I can't stand the Eagles. Kings puck line. Yep. Jumped on the Kings this morning. Lean Red Wings, but pass for now. Maybe over. I would lean over the total at 5.5. Did you play Buckeyes versus Iowa? No. I have that game at a 7, so I think that line's correct at the 7.5 number. We'll continue on. Philadelphia Flyers taking on the New Jersey Devils. The Devils have really struggled as of late. I do have the Flyers actually projected as a slight favorite in this game. Flyers are a little bit are the more rested team as well. So there's a couple things that really going in the Flyers' direction here for this one. And I have this game projected for 5.91 goals. So do see a slight value on the over in this game. The Flyers have lost back-to-back games now. They lost 3-1 to the Isles, 6-1 to the Rangers. So I'm assuming they're happy to be out of New York. On the flip side, New Jersey coming in off of a 4-3 win on Saturday against the Montreal Canadiens. They've now won back-to-back games, playing a little bit better. Their advanced numbers are getting better. Both these teams' advanced numbers are pretty good. And yeah, I would lean towards I would lean towards Flyers or pass. And I get people can make the same argument. If you like the Red Wings, you probably like the Flyers at this price range. I like the Red Wings a little bit better. I think the value is higher on them. But I would lean Flyers or nothing in this game. And at the 6 number, I agree with the 6 number there. So not a game I'm getting involved with here. It would be Philly or nothing, but no play here for me. Alcorn State money line. The good old Braves. I have that game. Bethune-Cookman -2, so no value there. Devils -1.5. Devils. And MCC, the Islanders. Let's see what the Isles look like today. I have that game at a 6, and then Arizona. I have that game at a 1. So a lot of these games are priced pretty correct. We only have one spreadsheet play today. And that is Incarnate Word against New Orleans. Screw the Devils, overrated, under, and Flyers. I wouldn't call them overrated, but they've struggled a little bit as of late. We'll move on. 3 games remaining on the card. Vancouver Canucks, St. Louis Blues. Blues minus 115 favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. I do have this game projected for 5.55 goals, so I think that line is correct. However, I have this game priced around minus 145, minus 150 for the Blues. I think we're getting a very nice price here on St. Louis in this game. Even at the minus, with this line, I'm seeing moving up to the 120 range. I am not a believer in the Canucks whatsoever. This is a Vancouver team that they are coming off of a win against Washington, so I appreciate them doing that. But with that being said, this is a team that's won 3 of their last 10 games. They're a team that, I mean, we've hyped up the road Canucks. They're only 12 and 11 on the money line on the road. On the flip side, the Blues, they're coming in off of back-to-back losses, including a shutout loss in their last game. So this is an over the total play as well. And 5.5 at plus money. Yeah, I'll sign up for 5.5 at plus money in this game. And I'll also sign up for the St. Louis Blues. This line's moving, so I'd get on this now. Blues minus 130. I still see value in the number. Not as much than at the minus 115, minus 120 price range. But with that being said, I'll still move on the Blues. And then the over 5.5. I got plus 110 here over on ESPN Bet. Both these are on ESPN Bet. Minus 130 for the Blues money line. The over 5.5 at plus 110. Very rare you get a plus money on a total, especially a 5.5 on an over. So yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the over and the Blues. Over in the Red Wings game at a 5.5, I'd lean that way. Draw with the Nucks winning, Blues money line, of course, and Blues puck line. Boo Ice X, yeah. Isn't this a revenge spot for the Canucks? Yeah, they played over a month ago, and it was an overtime win for the Blues. The Blues have won 8 of the last 10 matchups against the Canucks, though. So this is a team that the Blues have had some decent success. Give me Kyrou and Holloway. I don't hate that. Blues are minus 137 on FanDuel, LOL major line flip. Yeah, I got minus 130 over on ESPN Bet. There you go. Turnsy in the chat saying Blues best bet. Love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Scored some nice money on puck line in yesterday's game. Loved Ottawa plus 200. Going to try again with this one. There you go. We'll move on. 2 games remaining, and we get 2 of the wider spread games. The 2 bigger favorites on the card. The Edmonton Oilers and the Seattle Kraken. We have the Oilers around minus 280, total 6 in this game. Feels like a high number. It kind of is. I have this game projected to be a minus 200 for the Oilers. So I do see value at plus 235 with the Seattle Kraken. And I feel like me a couple years ago would have been already on the Kraken. The Oilers have dominated the Kraken in their history. 9 of the last 10 meetings have gone Edmonton's way, including 7 in a row. Edmonton coming in off of back-to-back wins against Vancouver and Buffalo, 2 teams I'm not particularly too high on. They have won 7 of the last 10 games, though. They're playing better. Seattle coming in off of a nice 4-1 win against the Pittsburgh Penguins in their last game, which was a nice little bounce-back win after the 3-0 loss against Washington. Not a game I'm definitely not laying minus 300 with the Edmonton Oilers. Do I feel the need to get involved with the Kraken, though? No. So it's a pretty simple pass here for me in this game. It would be – I mean, if I'm betting anything this game, I'll take a shot with the Kraken at a big plus price tag. But other than that, not getting involved with this one. Wings fan cheering for the Blues. Wow. Kraken money line. Return of McDavid and the mom strip for the Kraken. Ooh! I forgot it's the McDavid return. Oh, I totally forgot it was the McDavid return. I might move on the Kraken. Let's just I want to take a look real quick. What's the best available number? Bovada plus 255. Fuck it. Give me the Kraken plus 255 in this game. Yep. I'll take the big shot there. Thanks for that. They're shouting out that this is the return of Connor McDavid. So yes. Kraken plus 255 Bovada for me. Oilers Good grief. Under for this. I could see that. East Texas A&M. Digging deep here. East Texas A&M. They're going up against Stephen F. Austin. I think the line's correct around that 8.5 mark. I have that game at 8.8 for the Lumberjacks. Final game on the card, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the San Jose Sharks. The Penguins minus 160 are road favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Very rare 6.5, and I do have this game projected at 6.68 goals, so I do think the 6.5 is correct. Defensively, the Sharks have been putrid. I have this game projected at around 160 for the Penguins, so I think this line is 100% correct. Do I want to lay a price with the Penguins ever? Do I want to bet the Penguins ever this year? No. I think the Penguins are the most overrated team in hockey. They're that team that keeps getting love, even though they're well past their prime. And yes, the Sharks have been terrible as of late, and they've been giving up goals. So yeah, I mean, this is a game that probably the Penguins should win and probably will win. But am I laying minus 160 with them? Hell no. This is also a matchup that last year, 2 years ago, November 4th, 2023, that was a 10-2 Penguins win. That's crazy. But the Penguins have won 4 in a row, 6 of the last 7 against these San Jose Sharks. The Sharks are coming in on a 6-game losing streak. They just got pounded 7-2. Previous to that, they gave up 6 goals and 7 goals, and then 6 goals, and then 4 goals, and then 4 goals. So probably here's the way that you're betting this game. If you're betting the Penguins at all, it's the team total over. The Sharks have just been giving up goals in bunches. That would be the only way I would look in this game. And it's 3.5 and minus 106 over on FanDuel. So that would be my lean in this game, would be Penguins team total over 3.5. But I think I think it's priced correctly. So ultimately no play here for me. But I'm definitely not laying a number on Penguins. There you go. Damn, ain't edge with these kids. Yeah, no, we're getting into the part of the college basketball year where these lines are sharpening up, and we're not seeing much value on much. For 30, 40, 50 game slates, we're getting 2 plays, 3 plays. In the beginning of the season, we were getting 12 plays. So yeah, this is something I do notice as we get to January, February, and heading into March. The value is condensed in college basketball, and you're not playing as much volume anymore. So yeah. Sharks money line and Jake the Gritty Wallman anytime goal. Don't mind it. Yeah. How do you feel about the blockbuster trade over the weekend? Who really won? That left me scratching my head, but I see why they did it. Yeah, I don't know if you can really declare winners and losers quite yet, because the ultimate question is, do the Carolina Hurricanes re-sign Mikko Rantanen? If the answer is no, then the big losers of the trade are the Carolina Hurricanes, who traded away Martin Necas, multiple first-round picks, for 30 games of Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall. Which Taylor Hall, whatever. He's going to be a third liner. He's decent depth, but other than that, nothing crazy. I don't mind the move for Colorado. They're getting they got a couple nice assets with those draft picks. Drury's going to be a good fourth liner or whatever. And Martin Necas, I want to see how he looks with McKinnon, McCarr, that type of line there. Rantanen on that top line with Aho and Svechnikov could be very, very good. And then the Blackhawks. Okay. But yeah. I think the winner loser of the trade is, do the Carolina Hurricanes re-sign Mikko Rantanen, which he wants Leon Draisaitl money now, which I don't think that's too far-fetched for Rantanen to want Draisaitl money. So, yeah. Little Rock. This was almost a play on Little Rock, laying 10.5. Sharks and under, they've been getting lit up. Time for an actual defensive game. I have to see it to believe it. McDavid should win in his return. Yeah, there's no way the Oilers lose in his return. You know, I think I found one. Prairie View A&M. I'm trying to find it. Against Alabama A&M. I have that game price at a pick. I think that line's correct. The only game that we have the full 3 points of line value is on Cardinate Word money line. Or no. Yeah, incarnate word money line. No, it would be New Orleans money line. My bad. New Orleans money line or plus 3.5. So that's the only one we see value in. But that is everything for today's card. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to just about wrap it up for this one. Well, thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.